Done is better than perfect, unless you're tuning a ukulele. Then God help us all.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another. Oh, I've forgotten the words now. Everyone, welcome into another content creator interview. Today we've got the fantastic AdvaDemasca with us. Let's get into some pre-roll first, and let's get into the questions. See how we go.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. Let's be honest, you're probably 90% coffee and bad decisions right now. And for the love
I
of
am.
all things musical, if you must be chaotic, at least make it intentional. Now, carry on, and don't make me clap on every syllable to get your attention. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. But I hope that what I do plants like is like a ripple, just a drop, and as the waves go farther and farther away from the drop, then they get bigger and bigger. So I hope that my little impact will be greater or bigger over time for these kids, even if I may not see the results. And as the world changes, so do the parents, and so do the kids, and so does everything. And innovating in the field of education is like turning a tanker in the water. It takes a while for the changes to catch up. And by the time the changes have caught up, more changes are already needed. That's just the way it goes. In music, a canon is a compositional technique where a melody is imitated or repeated by one or more voices or instruments, entering at different times to create a layered, interwoven sound, often referred to as a round if it is simple enough. The more you know, yes. Dona nobis pacem, dona nobis pacem.
So the singing Star Trek Fleet Command streamer, AdvaDemasca, welcome in. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. All right, let's get into some of these questions. I'm really excited to be sitting down with you today. It's been a long time coming.
I mean,
So
not
first
too
off,
long, because I haven't been at this very long.
you're an old hat by now, Adva. In the streaming world, you're definitely getting there. It's fantastic. What's your favorite Star Trek show?
So for me, it's a toss up between TNG and Voyager. I mean, TNG was on um, in my childhood, and I remember sitting down and watching it with my family um, before they were reruns. And it really explores some classic big moral questions, big shoulder pads, and, space needs a strong union rep. Um, but Voyager, with a strong female captain who's basically a caffeine fueled chaos in a bun. Um, as an elementary educator, I really identify with that. Um, it's just, trying to hold it together while lost in the wilderness.
Oh, fantastic. So now that we know your favorite show, who is your favorite captain? Can you pick one?
Gee, I don't know. Yeah, absolute menace of a space mom, Janeway. Um, I mean, she totally would throw herself into some sort of singularity and make you drink replicator coffee while doing it.
That's it. I remember in the Voyage episodes when the replicators went down, Janeway's like, no, we must keep them alive. We need the coffee. How are we going to function as a crew and a ship and a captain without coffee?
Correct. Correct. I may or may not be like that.
I really do like Janeway as a captain as well. Well ahead of her time.
Mm-hmm.
And as the years go by, I think she just gets better with age as well.
Absolutely. And I loved the cameo of her in Prodigy that really nailed home the like educator nature that she has.
Yeah, I feel like Star Trek Prodigy doesn't get enough love. It's such a great show. And
Absolutely.
another member of our community, Scribbler_SB, was the writer on season 1 of the show as well. So
Yeah, that was actually how I heard about Prodigy was when she was hyping it up on one of her streams.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm really glad that it landed on Netflix for season 2, and I hope we get a season 3.
I hope so too.
So, Ava, what is your favorite tech trek that you'd like to see in the real world?
Transporters, transporters. Um,
Tell me why.
there are lots of places that I want to be, and it takes too long to get there. And I would love to stop showing up late to things because I just can't get myself moving.
What happens if you end up with a Tuvik situation? So, what happened if you and Zeus like combined, and would that still be okay for you with the transporters?
Um, you know, I think I could live with being part house cat. I'm well on my way there already.
I think I'd enjoy that too. Like being like a sleeping dog, just laying out in the sun. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have no responsibilities, just get dinner served to you.
Yep.
What a life. We just need to extend the hours in the day, I think, or cut work down to 4 days a week or 3 days a week, and
Or
get more
something.
time for us.
Yeah, seriously. Let's get to the utopia, the utopian society of Star Trek. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Who needs money?
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you find out about Star Trek Fleet Command?
Uh, so I am one of the people that clicked on a mobile ad while avoiding actual responsibilities, and then suddenly I was grinding hostiles and forgetting to shield my base. It kind of escalated quickly.
They got a lot of us that way, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, oh hey, what's that? What's that?
Oh
I'll click on
yeah.
it. It's Star Trek. I like Star Trek. Oh hey, this is kind of fun.
Now, like when it came up on your phone the first time, did you go, "Yep, I'm gonna click it straight away," or did it take ScoPlay like a couple of weeks of constantly pushing those ads for you to get into the game?
It took a couple of rounds through the ads to get me to actually click on it. Um, but being a Star Trek fan for a lot longer than Scopely's even been around, it really didn't take that much convincing.
Yeah, I think ads are funny, aren't they? Like the more they get in your brain, it's like, oh yeah, I'm socialized to this now, so I'm comfortable in clicking on the link.
Hmm.
How long have you been playing Star Trek Fleet Command for?
So I started in the spring of 2023, and then there was some drama, and about 3 months in, I was suddenly the admiral. Um,
Ooh.
it was supposed to, but yeah, it was supposed to be like a casual download, and now I'm organizing almost 80 people, and it's become kind of like a second job, and I'm wondering when the HR department will approve my dilithium stipend. Um, and it's just not coming fast enough.
No prime particles for you, Adva.
Nope.
No, but we definitely need HR departments in our alliances, don't we?
Oh my gosh. I swear, sometimes my kids are more well behaved than Galaxy Chat.
I believe it. So,
Mhm.
are you happy to elaborate on some of that drama? I'm quite interested now.
um, there there was some like very adversarial personality types in leadership, and then not wanting to relinquish control when the membership at large was like, no, this person needs to step down, and they didn't want to. And then there was, yeah, it was a big old thing. So
Ah, yeah, fair enough.
yeah, but it was.
And you enjoy being an admiral?
I mean, it has its moments. Every post incursion, post mortem that happens on Discord makes me regret my life choices. Um, because we can never come to an agreement about how we should handle the inevitable shield leaks that happen.
Yeah.
Um, and especially because we're only 2 months post merge, um, there's a little bit of growing pains happening with, well, how did you do it? Well, how did you do it? And how can we make those two methods come together and still be productive?
So, do you sit down with the wider group in your server to talk about incursions?
We do. We have a set of channels that are dedicated to incursion related material, and admirals and commodores have access to see and participate in these conversations. Um, and I think it's really valuable to have it not just be the admirals of the
Hmm.
alliances.
Yeah, I think the more opinions, the better. Until you get to the point where there are too many cooks in the kitchen, and then you can't get anything
Hmm.
done.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like you guys have like a terms of reference and like a priority statement for the year. And do you go that far into running the alliance?
Um, it's tricky. I've reached the point where I have a really good team of commodores, and there are times where I feel like I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, and all of my commodores are handling everything. I'm just like, okay, so I'm just gonna go over here and run some solos. Y'all handle the Diplo stuff. Y'all handle the row violations and stuff, and I'm just over here. But anytime I even hint that maybe someone else should take the reins, they're like, no, don't go anywhere, you do such an amazing job. And I'm like, I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Well, I think that makes you a really good leader, though. If you've got confidence in your like leadership team, and everyone
Hmm.
can handle things without needing the support, but knowing that they'll get the support when you're there, I think that's great leadership, and sounds like you're a really good leader.
Yeah, and I try really hard not to make any unilateral decisions, unless it's like really obvious. um, so I always try and bring things to the team and to my members, when it comes down to a vote, um, that's like a server wide vote. Um, the way ours is run, admirals vote on behalf of their alliances, and I want to make sure that I do the best job representing my alliance. So I always take those votes and put it in our own alliance voting booth, and go with the majority voices from within the alliance. So I really try and run it as diplomatically as I can.
Mm. Sounds like a real Model UN over there on your server, Adva.
Kind of. But like I said, we're still coming down from a merge, so things are still sorting themselves out.
So speaking of, what server are you on? And is there any
So,
player you wish was on your server?
so I am on server 98, Vinculum. We merged with 97. They joined us, and became the new 98. And really, I think it's already spicy enough. Um, that said, I wouldn't say no to any server guest spot from someone with a really bad shield discipline and really, really good resources.
Yeah, nice. So you want Ultimate DJs on your server then?
Sure. I mean, I'm only on 53. I would have to get somebody else to crack it, but sure. I wouldn't say no.
So Adva, what's your favorite STFC game feature? Like, what do you enjoy playing about the game?
I mean, the illusion of solo play. It's like I'm an introvert, and when I downloaded the game, I was just doing my thing, minding some rocks, minding my business. Now I'm the admiral making diplomacy calls between laundry cycles. Here's a ship, run an empire, kind of. But I can still kind of say, you know what? I'm just gonna be over here doing my thing. Message me if you need me, but don't need me.
Mm.
So it still allows me the space to just do my thing while still being able to contribute to the alliance at large.
Mm. And now we've got the new solo elite waves starting this arc with update 77. How do you feel about them?
I survived wave 1 and then got trashed
They're really tough.
on the elites. Yes. I'm like, oh, all 3 of my ships are still alive, and they have most of their hull. And then wave 2 came, and it's like, oh, Northcut's gone. Oh, that one's gone too. Oh, and I'm dead. It happened very quickly.
Yeah, even all of the 70s on my server are struggling with the elite 60s. So it's interesting content.
Hmm.
But is it something you enjoy though? Like you said, solo play before. Like, are solo waves your favorite feature, or
I
do you
do
have a
like
different feature?
I do like solo waves. I do like them, partly because, like, as a school teacher, most of the time when people are doing group waves, or like running formation armadas or any of the like group mechanics, I'm either working or just home from work, or I'm off to a rehearsal, or I'm just tired. And so being able to engage in some of the content and still get some of the rewards without um, having to further the decision fatigue by trying to coordinate people, it is nice having that avenue available.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. Because with APAC as well, we've got like 8 different time zones, so nobody's ever on the same time as you. So it's like the solo stuff is quite good. Like take your time, do
Mm-hmm.
it when you can.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I would
mhm.
love to see a, like they did a scaled down version of waves for solo waves. I would like to see something similar for arenas
Mm,
and like have a 1v1 version. I
that
think
would
that
be
would
so
also
cool.
be cool.
That would be so cool. Um, in all PvP games, like if you look at like Rocket League or other games, for example, you can do 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. Um, yeah, why not for STFC? Like, test out your ships, test out your skill. I think that'd be so cool. I'm still waiting for them to change up the arenas like type, whether it's like starbase versus starbase or mining the fastest or some different type of gameplay.
Oh yeah, just increasing the mechanics within the arena.
Mm. And we've got the GS31 now, which provides a weakened state for ships. So I think in arenas that might change the game. So I'm really looking forward to next week when we get to see the ship in action.
Yep, I will probably get that ship 100 days from now.
Mm. Sourcing's been pretty good in the game. It's been good. Like day
Oh
one
yeah,
sourcing, yeah, 100 days. It goes quicker than you think, especially in this game. Years fly by
well,
without even realizing it.
for sure. And like looking at the cost of the blueprints, I think it was, what was it, 140 of the access keys for 2 blueprints. It actually seems really reasonable because like I can do a couple of solo waves and be set for a week of pulls.
Mm. Hmm.
I think that's really cool that they introduced that on day one.
So, Ava, we can find you at twitch.tv/AdvaDemasca. So, why did you get into streaming?
I mean, I was already like on Discord in a voice chat, sharing my screen and just kind of verbally processing with the other people in the Discord call. And they're like, "You should stream. You should stream." I'm like, "No, it'll be fine. I don't need to do that. It's fine." And uh, similarly to like ad exposure and finally clicking on the
Mm.
game, I'm yelling about the game enough, tormenting my poor cat, um, singing about my frustrations. So, okay, go live. Why not? And just invite the internet in.
Yeah, that's fantastic. For me as well, like with streaming, I found it's really neurodivergent friendly. So I get so much enjoyment of being able to like share my love and my hyper focus on Star Trek Fleet Command with other people who feel the same. So I think it's fantastic.
Hmm. Yeah, it really does allow for a lot of different types of people, and I think streaming is a great avenue for people for the diverse, broader community to connect.
So speaking of streaming, how long have you been streaming for now?
I still consider myself relatively new. I did some like 10-15 minute how does Twitch even work streams back in November, and then I just left it alone until the end of February when I started exploring it a little bit more seriously. So, but once I took that dive in February, I basically kind of went all in with my branding and community building and Boomwhacker chaos, um, which is no surprise to me in retrospect. I don't do anything by half measure.
Mm.
Once I decide I'm going to do something, I am all in.
Yeah, you've got a really cool community. Everyone's so chill over there, and it's really nice to see. Are you gonna release your day one stream? Like you got to release it. Everyone's gonna see like your first day streaming back in November.
Oh no, I did not have it set up to record
Uh,
those.
it's gone.
I didn't turn that feature on until about halfway through March.
Mm. Are you glad
Because
you did though?
I mean, yes, I am. But like, I still wasn't sure if I was gonna keep doing it. So I thought, why keep it if I'm not gonna do it? And then I decided, you know what, I am gonna keep doing this. I should turn this feature on. Um, and so, and then, you became the Clipper ship.
Yeah,
Um,
I love it.
you have hands down created 90% of the clips from uh my streams so far.
It's really funny because I didn't think that I was inadvertently helping myself with the interviews by doing clips for people, because then when I'm like, oh, interview players or interview content creators, it's like, oh, I've actually generated all these nice clips that I can just cut into some pre-roll. So yeah, it's all worked out.
So it's all of my silliness. Oh, goody.
I think it's a good representation of your stream and who you are as a person. Like, very deep and meaningful, amazing singing voice, chill environment. So yeah, I know that you haven't been streaming long, but have your goals changed from when you started in November?
I mean, a little bit. It usually starts with just, come and hang out and chill and play the game and maybe chat a little bit. But, I like the idea of interactive chaos. You've seen the Boom Whacker Bonks. Yeah, name that tune. Um, I've decided that when someone redeems the vocal warm up, I'm gonna share one of my favorite vocal warm ups that I do either before singing or before teaching. Because a teacher's primary teaching tool is their voice, and it's super important to
Mm.
make sure that you're using it properly. And I think that's valuable to the Twitch community as well.
Do you have a
Um,
vocal warm up that you're happy to share with us today?
Absolutely. I did share this one on my Saturday stream, um, but it's one that is really great, especially after you're recovering from an illness. Um, is you take a glass of water, only about a third full, and you stick a straw in the water, and you just blow bubbles in the water.
Oh.
That's what we call a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise. And what it does is it helps you manage your um, breath usage. The idea is that you're going to keep the bubbles in the glass steady, and you're not going to end up with like starts and stops and splashing. That's why you don't put a full glass of water in this. I have done this exercise many a time with too much water and ended up with water all over my glasses. Um, but you can also add some gentle humming after 1 or 2 minutes, just to get some vocal tone going and getting your voice maneuvering again. I know after a particularly tough day of teaching, I will do that when I get home too, as like a cool down for my voice.
I can imagine, because you use it every day and for hours a day. Yeah, like you said, it's super important to stop the burnout with your voice. Because I've noticed with streaming as well, after 3 or 4 hours, you kind of get a sore throat and like it starts to die. So that's really good advice there, Adva. I'm gonna have to try blowing bubbles into water to manage my voice a bit better.
Absolutely. I'm also toying with the idea of offering um, like half-hour vocal coaching to the Twitch community on my Discord, but I
Hmm.
haven't figured out how I want to implement that yet. So stay tuned for that.
I'm excited. I think we can all use the help and support for sure. And everyone provides something different as well, which is so cool. Now, Adva, the big question:
Yes.
where does your streaming name come from?
Ah, yes. So I've actually been using AdvaDemasca as it's been a long running screen name, but it's a mashup of my teaching philosophy and a mild obsession with Forged in Fire. Um, so I'll start with the simple part. Damascus steel is one of the more complicated forging techniques when blacksmithing, and like sword making and knife making. It's where you layer on steel on steel and compact it, and it creates this really cool pattern. But adva means ripple, which is my overall teaching philosophy. I often don't see the long-term effects of my teaching in my students, but I hope that every day I see these kids, I am creating a small little wave that echoes for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, you're influencing generations for sure.
That's the goal.
Yeah, and I agree with your teaching philosophy. And from what I hear on stream as well, I think we're very similar in terms of like um, ideals and goals and things like that. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Keep influencing the kids and spreading the knowledge and the power that they will have.
I intend to keep empowering kids through music as long as I can.
I think music is such a powerful teaching tool as well, and play. Like music and play, um, kids learn so well from that. So yeah, super
For
powerful
sure.
tools. I know that you're a school teacher and a music teacher, so has that helped you in terms of providing content on Twitch?
Uh, yes, I think so. I mean, I'm an elementary music teacher. I am a theater nerd. I sing in two competitive barbershop ensembles. One is a quartet, and the other is a large chorus. So, like speaking to groups and kind of wrangling all of the personalities and improvising under pressure when necessary are kind of like my entire personality.
Hmm. Nice. Um, do you win in those competitive barbershop groups?
So my first quartet, we came in third place in our region for several years in a row. Um, and my chorus came in sixth place at the international convention in Kansas City this last fall, which was very exciting.
Hmm.
Because it's choruses from all around the world coming and putting their best forward, and just you know working to entertain the audience and move people with their performance. So it's always really edifying.
So you're saying you're a theatre nerd as well. What's your favorite theatre production?
Ugh,
On the spot now.
that's so hard.
Hmm.
It's
You
so
can list a few if you
hard.
want. That's fine.
Um, I mean, there's some classics like Les Mis, um, you know, uh, Greatest Showman. I love the the whole cinematic presentation of that. Um, and then one that is controversial because the storyline is garbage, but the music is beautiful, is actually the sequel that Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote to Phantom of the Opera, and it's called Love Never Dies. And the music for that production is absolutely gorgeous. But the story that he wrote to go with it, he is not. Andrew Lloyd Webber is not someone that I would consider a pinnacle of literary
Hmm.
storytelling. Um, but the music is brilliant, and he's a phenomenal composer. And yeah, I love the music from that one.
So if you teamed up with a good writer, he'd have a better opera then, or a better theatre production.
I I think the story might have made a little more sense. Yes.
I have to check it out now because I haven't actually seen that sequel, so I didn't even know one existed. So I'm definitely gonna have to watch that, or at least try to find a way to watch it.
There's a reason why it is not as well known.
I think that makes things better though. Like when it's like full janky or like The Room by Tommy Wiseau. It's like one of my favorite movies just because he did his best and you can tell he tried really hard to make it a good movie. Um, and it shines. It really does shine through, and I enjoy. It's cult classic, so maybe this will be the same for me.
Yeah, there is definitely a little bit of a cult following in the musical theater world for Love Never Dies. Um, but I can't get over the story. I have to, like, you know how sometimes when you listen to um albums, you don't want it to shuffle because you want it to tell
Mm.
you the story as you
Mhm.
listen. I have to shuffle it because I can't stand the story.
Oh no. Does it make it a better story by shuffling?
No, but it removes the story, which is just as
Hmm.
good, uh, in my opinion.
Fair enough. So you've already touched on this already. What are some of your favorite hobbies? Tell us more about Adva.
Yeah, Adva loves puzzle games. Um, Also Star Trek, Star Wars. I am currently attempting to drag my boyfriend through a um, timeline chronological order watching of all Star Wars lore. Um,
Ooh. Hmm.
yeah, we're in the middle of Bad Batch right now, um, so that's fun. Um, yeah, all around nerd, really. Um, I also do a fair amount of crochet and loom knitting.
Nice. What have you
So
made?
one of my I've decided to take a page out of one of my friend's project books, so to speak. And this summer, when I'm on summer vacation, um, I'm planning on making hats and scarves for donation.
Where do you plan to donate those?
There are a couple of like family and community service offices in the school district that I live in and the school district that I work in. I don't live and work in the same district. So taking some to the one that's close by my house and taking one to the district that I work in. Um, because I know that, you know, it gets cold in the winter and
Mm.
not everyone has the means to get what they need. So it's something simple that I can do, and I have a ton of yarn that is just sitting here waiting to be used. So why not?
Yeah, why not? I think that's really nice of you. That's great. I love it. So, do you play any other games, or is Star Trek Fleet Command your primary full-time job now?
Star Trek Fleet Command is my primary full time game. But I have gotten back into Duolingo. My streak is back up to 12 days.
Nice. Well done.
12 days. Woo.
Whooping.
So, yes. Ding. Haunts me from my phone home screen. Uh,
Duo's always watching. The amount of like scary images that come up if you haven't done your lesson, and Duo's always in the background, just like leaning over your shoulder, going, "Hey, you got 2 minutes for a lesson? Hey, it'd be cool if you did a lesson right now. You don't want to lose that streak."
yep.
So you don't really play any other games
The
then?
logo. No, not really.
Hmm.
Every once in a while I'll try and branch out, but it's unless it's like super niche and I get sucked in right away, I basically just kind of let it fade and I'm back to my standbys. Lots of Sudoku.
Have you tried like the multi Sudoku where you've got like 4 or 5 Sudoku puzzles that are like merged into each other to try to solve like the big group?
Yes. So on my tablet I have a game called Sudoku Quest.
Hmm.
And it's essentially taking Sudoku puzzles and merging it with the like Candy Crush level style.
Nice.
And so the puzzles start off super simple, and they get harder and harder and harder. And I'm currently stuck. I have to solve one like, and they're timed. These puzzles
Mm.
are timed as well.
Mm.
Um, the one that I'm stuck on is it's 2 overlapping 9x9s and you have to solve the whole thing in 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's quick. Yeah, that's super quick.
And I cannot get past it.
You sound like an expert to me, so maybe in a little while, like you'll click in and you'll get it done.
Yeah, one day I'll get past this level.
So, Adva, are there any words of wisdom you live by? Any experiences that you want to share and teach us in the community?
Play at your own speed. Don't let anybody else tell you any differently. Always clap on 2 and 4. Shield your base. And when it all goes to chaos, lean into it.
Yeah, that's good advice. Just let it happen. We'll live one day at a time.
Yep.
You do have a fourth wall advert, so we can find your merch at AdvaDemasca /shop.fourthworld.com. Now, what's there? Tell us your merch. Talk to us about some merch, Adva.
So I'm actually really excited about two things, and they're one of them is the um, Intergalactic Meowsic Mission T-shirt. Um, that is um, the T-shirt that has the cat in the ship that you have in center screen right now,
Hmm.
um, and it's a super bright um, screen printed logo and or not logo but the design, um, and the V-neck T-shirt is super soft. It is so soft. I love it. Um, and my boyfriend has the crew neck T-shirt, and he also loves the texture of that material. We're both kind of texture driven people.
Mm.
Um, so we have found the T-shirt textures to be awesome. And then the other thing that I'm excited about is the laptop sleeve.
Okay. What's on the laptop
Yes.
sleeve?
I mean, it's the same design, but I was just excited that I could put it on something that
Mm.
wasn't just a T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so got the mug, which I am holding here in my little cat picture for the
Yeah.
interview.
So cute.
And MorDHD also has one on his side of the table.
Hmm.
Uh, but the laptop sleeve, I just think is a fun non-clothing um, option, and it comes in two sizes. And I'm trying to keep my merch relatively cheap, so the laptop sleeves are $20.
Hmm.
Um, but it's got the cat, the spaceship, the music notes, all of the things that we love about Star Trek and my stream.
Hmm.
Um, all of the things that I love, Star Trek, cats, and music, all wrapped up into one.
Nice. And I can never have enough coffee mugs. I need more and more coffee mugs. Just all the content creators' coffee mugs. I just need them all.
I do have a coffee mug available in the
Mm.
store.
Love it. Do you guys rep your own merch when you're at home as well?
Oh yes, yes. Often, like I'll come home because I leave for the school day before my boyfriend even like is conscious,
Mm.
and I'll come home and he'll be wearing the T-shirt, and I will change out of my work clothes, and the first thing that I grab is usually the first thing that I put on. Um, and so the first thing that I grab, it more often than not, if he's already wearing the T-shirt, the first thing that I grab is my T-shirt
Mm.
with the space cat, which I always find, um, kind of funny.
Yeah. No, that's cute. Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think yeah, I'll make merch that I would buy. So I completely agree with what you're doing there. So you rep your own products, so it must be some good stuff.
I am considering in the later on in the fall when it starts getting colder again, getting myself a cosmic conductor beanie.
I do like beanies as well. So Ava, you're part of next gen now. So how do you feel about
Yes.
that?
I'm excited. I was initially like thinking, oh, this might be too much. I don't know if I have enough room on my plate to add another thing. But I'm already playing Star Trek. I'm
Hmm.
already streaming. It
Hmm.
really isn't adding that much to my plate to be a part of this dedicated community to, like the community within the community to help each other grow as streamers within the STFC community.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. Who would you like to collaborate with in the streaming world?
Oh goodness, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm still trying to, you know, get my get my bearings as a streamer. I don't even know, would I would I go for someone whose vibes match my own or someone who's like completely opposite and see how that meshes? I have no idea.
Yeah, I think yeah, test it out, see how you go, and then yeah, pick who you want to spend time with, and if you want to collaborate with people, then yeah, completely up to you. So I've been Body HD. How did you find the interview process, Adva? Did you enjoy your time?
I did. No, this is good. So my streaming schedule is Saturday and Sunday evenings, from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Time, rather. I can never remember if I'm in daylight savings or not in daylight savings time. I can't keep track. of which version of the clock I'm in. 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific from on Saturdays and Sundays. But I do have some occasional barbershop events that will prevent me from streaming on those days. I will try to make those up when I can, but oftentimes I don't have any other options, so I will push those off. And then other times, like this week, I'm on spring break. You might catch a bonus stream during the day when I'm trying to fix things behind the scenes.